Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. Sorry about that, I'm 2 minutes late. This is 2 days in a row I'm late. I was having some technical difficulties, so the stream wouldn't start. It was entirely my fault though, it was user error. So, also I was trying to finish off a donut before the stream started. I almost did it, there's like maybe 2 bites left. So today is probably going to be a really short stream, less than an hour. There's a non-mandatory event going on at 3. I still haven't decided entirely whether or not I'm going to go. I probably should go, but to be honest, I felt like I'm going to have a panic attack for the last hour. I'm not exactly sure why. I think I just have a lot of stuff going on right now, and time's running out, so it's freaking me out a little bit. So I'd rather have a panic attack in my office than have a panic attack in front of the entire university. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I'm thinking live streaming will help me take my mind off of everything and feel better. So I haven't had a panic attack in a really long time, so I don't think it'll happen. We'll see. Enough about my mental health. Let's get started. I've chosen today to work on some easy stuff, you know, just some basic UI things. I had some other ideas. I wanted to get started on the authentication, but I don't think I have enough information yet to really get started. I've been waiting back to hear back from someone in the IT department. Let's see. I just got an email back from him, so I'm looking at it right now. So okay, I'm gonna have to review that a little bit better after the stream, but all right, so let's get started. Let's do some work on this. And I've gotten a lot of pull requests, so I think what I'll do is I'd like to just get started and get to work, and then maybe we'll see if we have some time we can review the pull requests later on in the stream. I really appreciate everybody submitting requests. I had some new people who've never submitted pull requests before to the projects, and that's awesome, so thanks. And I'm going to keep putting up issues, so I've already got up more issues. I think like 7 new issues, maybe less than 7. And you all are awesome. It's like as soon as I post the issues, someone's saying, hey, I'll take that one, so that's great. So let me show you first what we're going to work on, and then we'll do it, and I'll start my timer. So if you're new to the show, the timer is to kind of break things up a little bit. So we'll do 25 minutes of coding, and then we'll take a 5-minute break, and I'll go to the live chat and answer any questions that you all have, and then we'll go back and forth like that, and then at the end of the stream, if there are any questions that I couldn't get to, which usually happens, then I'll get to all the questions. So if you have asked something and I'm not getting to it right away, just be patient, and I will get to it before I end the stream. Okay, so this is what I want to work on. So this particular page, it's really obvious that it needs some work with the UI. So one of the recent changes is this is now a link, which obviously has changed the style. So we want to change this. I don't want it to be this color. I don't want the underline underneath. Actually, I don't even want it to be that font. That's kind of odd. Yeah, so a lot has to change. So font has to change across the board. Font size, a lot of things. Positioning has to change. In this particular case, there's no image uploaded, so I don't even want there to be an image here. I'm also considering adding some margins in. I don't know, it's not obvious in this post, but if we can find another post, let's find one with some more text content. You know, in this case, it doesn't really look great to have, you know, have this text all the way across like that. So I think we have two options. The first option, which we'll probably try out, is if we make this font larger, it may not look quite as bad because there won't be so many characters across one line. Or potentially we could add some margins in on the sides, and then there won't be so many characters on one line. The solution is probably going to end up being a mix of both. We'll see. So those are the main things that I'd like to change. I do want to show you how I displayed single posts on the current version of this. Let's see. I just noticed Sebastian's question at the bottom of the live chat here, asking, why do you want that as a link? You are already in the post. Yeah, so I actually didn't request that to be a link. It was just added in on the pull request that made. So what I wanted was this to be a link, these titles, and then that was just added in. I left it in there for now because it's not, for right now, it's not hurting anything. I know I have seen it before, particularly with some WordPress sites, that it does act like that the title is always a link no matter what. I was going to give it, I just merged this pull request a little while ago today, so I was going to give it some time to think if there would be a good use case for that link before I take it out. If I can't think of anything within the next day or two, I probably will take it out. But for now, I need to style that title anyway. Even before it was a link, I wanted to restyle it. So it's not really going to be that big of a deal for now. So if anybody can think of a use case where we would actually want that to be a link, let me know. I'm having trouble thinking of it. So otherwise, I will take that out. But in that case, I liked what was done in the pull request. It met all the requirements for that issue, so I wanted to go ahead and merge it anyway, even though it had that as well in there. So, so that's why. So let's see. Oh, I see several of you are saying that today is Diwali. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So I'm actually not familiar with Diwali. So Harshit says it's like Christmas here. So I don't know what the appropriate greeting is. So I'll just say, you know, okay, it's Happy Diwali. All right, so Happy Diwali to everyone. And so for those of you that celebrate that, I hope you have a great time. Okay, it's a festival in India. Cool. So I'm just gonna wish you all a happy time there. So I don't really know that much about it, so I don't want to be offensive or say something silly about it. So I'm gonna limit my comments to that. So there's not really a big Indian population where I live, so I'm not that familiar with Indian customs. So so sorry for my ignorance in that area. Let's see, but I know I do have quite a few viewers from India, so so I hope everyone has a good time. Okay, it's a festival of lights. Cool. That sounds cool. Lots of lights and firecrackers. Cool. That sounds pretty awesome. All right. Maybe I'll have to look up something after the stream about it. Let's see. I got sidetracked there. Now I need to figure out what I was doing. Okay, yeah, so we've basically gone over... Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Sorry. I was going to show you how I'm doing this now with the current bulletin. Okay. Viom says, please say my name. So Viom Chowdhury. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm sure I am. But Viom, there you go. I said your name. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being in the live chat. And oh shoot, I'm on Chrome Canary in this window, and I'm not signed in. So let me go to my other browser window, inside, since I'm already signed in there. This is just regular Chrome. Here we go. Alright, so this is how I'm displaying things here. It's actually in a modal. The URL does change. So each one of these has its own URL, but it's displayed as a modal. So I don't exactly have the same issues since it's not an entirely different page. The reason I did this in a modal is because I wanted to allow users to keep their place. You know, we have an infinite scroll implemented, so if users are scrolling for a really long time, I didn't want their place to get lost. So that's why I ended up doing it like this. So I think that's still important. If there's a way to let a user keep their place so that when they go back, so for instance here, right, we've gone to another page. If we could go back and have them keep their place, I'm okay with having it on its own separate page. That was actually my first choice for the original version of the bulletin, but like I said, I changed it for that reason, so they could keep their place. So let's see. Harshit keeps saying PR39. Alright, I haven't checked. If you submitted a PR within the last hour, I haven't looked at it yet. So I guess I could take a look at PR39 right now and see what's let's see, bulletin. Let me see which was PR39 backend announcement form. Oh, okay. You know what, Harshit? I did see this one. I didn't get to go through everything with it, but I can see. So I did see that. That will probably be merged in at some point, probably tomorrow. So I'll get that merged in. Sony, let's do it like this. We could probably test this out. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to click back. Great. We're still in the same spot. Awesome. So we're good to go with this. For whatever reason, the way I built it, the other one, it wasn't keeping a user's place. So I don't know. I don't know what was going on. That's a big mess of jQuery for the other one. So I'm not even going to try to figure out what I was doing. So anyway, we're good to go for this. So let's just start out with the title and work our way down and clean this up a bit. Okay. Where are we at? I have quite a few things open. Let me get rid of some of these, as I can barely read the drawer.js. Don't say. I can barely read what these are. I have too many open. Post preview. No, I don't want the preview. I want the detail. All right, so we're going to be on post detail. I do want to let you all know as well that I added a new repository. Cool. Ngrok. Let me get the Ngrok started. Thanks, Harshit, for reminding me. Where's it at? There we go. And if you're not familiar with Ngrok, I'm about to paste a link in the live chat. You can go to that link and see the site on your own browser and inspect it. As we work on it, you'll see changes live. So there we go. There's the link in there. And I could see a lot of connections happening. So that's working. Oh, I added a new repository on my GitHub profile, so not the FUS Marcom profile, and it's flashcard. I think the repository is just called flashcards, and that is my first React Native app. So if anybody's interested in React Native, you can check that out. It's not finished yet, so you can't like clone that and have something that's, you know, ready to go, but it has a lot of boilerplate that should work. And whenever I'm finished with it, I'll go over that in a stream, and that's my final project for the Udacity React Nano degree. So just thought I'd put that out there in case anybody's interested. I know we haven't actually done any streams of React Native, but some of you have asked about it, so there's something for now. We'll have more on it. I don't know when, but definitely going to work with it more because it's pretty cool. So let's see. Now we don't want to go down to the drawer there. Oh, I'm on the wrong component. How did I get there? Sorry about that. It looked like I wondered why all that stuff was in there. Okay. Let me make this a bit bigger for you all so you can see, and we'll close that side panel there because we don't need that. Okay, let me see. We should be bringing in the correct font. Let me see where we're bringing it in. I believe we're using the correct font here. We are. So how are we using this one? Let's see. That's not it. We want. I want to look at the post preview briefly and see how we're doing it there. Where's my components? There they are. Okay, so we're bringing in typography. Okay. Typography, type headline. Alright. I knew there was a special component. I was pretty sure it was typography, but I wanted to double check. So we need to use this. And I don't think I've actually worked with this myself yet. So it seems like we just need to wrap all of our text with typography and just give it a type depending on what the text is supposed to do. Okay. That's what we will do then. So on our post detail, there's our title. Here it is. Oops, didn't bring that in. Actually, let me see. Did we come to some consensus as to whether or not we should keep that link in? Oh, okay. I forgot about that API server. Alright, so sorry for those of you who are trying to use ngrok and it's not working. I didn't even think about it. So Harshit says, please start the backend server in ngrok and use its link. Okay. So we're going to start, what was that, port 8? Was it port 8080? I think that was it. So yeah, let's start that. Actually, how is this going to work? Am I going to need to start? Am I going to need to start both servers in ngrok and then change the links? Right? This might be a little bit more tricky than... How about this? For now, just to simplify it, let's do it like this. And where are we at? So I'm going to use this link. Oops, what just happened? Why does it keep going to drawer? Why? Alright, I'm just going to do this for now. I'm definitely not going to commit this. So this is just temporary, just so that it works, because I want to get to what I would like to do for this stream. So we'll have a better solution at some point. But for now, that should work. So let me know if it's not working. I think that should work though. Okay. And it looks like I've gotten some responses here about keeping or not keeping that link. So let's go ahead and just take out the link now since we're already in here. Let's get rid of it. And typography. Oops. Let's copy. Where'd it go? We had our post preview. Let's copy the same type headline. At least go with type headline. And component H2. And we don't have these classes set up yet, so we'll probably use this class, but for now it won't see it. We gotta, let's put this, actually, do I want that to be an H1? Let's look at that page for a second. What kind of tag do we have this in? We have that in an H1. I'm going to put this in an H2. I usually only like to have one H1 on a page. I might have to look it up and see what's best for SEO. Actually, it doesn't matter. This is going to be password protect. It's going to be, you have to log in to get to it, so I don't really care about SEO. So anyway, I guess it didn't matter, but let me get rid of this link before I forget, because we're not using this. Yeah, we don't have links anywhere else right now. Do we have links anywhere? Nah, I don't think we have any more links. Okay, so let's save that. Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks, Sebastian. I don't know what I was thinking. Typography does take care of wrapping that properly, so thanks for that. Okay, so bacon ipsum, and just to double check, I'm going to inspect. It is wrapped in an H2. My console is quite small, but just to show you, it turns it into an H2, so you don't actually have to put in an H2 tag. You just pass H2 as a prop like this to typography, and typography does the rest, which is pretty cool. Okay. Alright. I don't want it to be styled like that. For now I'm okay with that, because I want to see how everything looks in relation to each other before I start to mess with the font size here. So now let's maybe we should move the author and date up here. Let's try that and see how that looks. Actually, do we need author? You know what? I'm going to remove the author, because we're never going to have any different authors. So we currently don't display authors. If we are setting this up as a blog, then definitely keep the author in here. But in this case, it's not gonna matter. Let's see. All right, we'll take that out. But I do want to bring the date up. Okay, Sebastian's actually recommending that we try type display 2. Okay, let's try that out and see what we get. Oh wow, big difference. Okay, that's cool. This is not really the look that I wanted, but it's cool that we can get these. So maybe it'll be worth a shot a little bit later on in the stream to check out the Material UI documentation and see what kind of built-in styles they have. If we can see, let's see what we have now. I think it's just, yeah, it's basically just this blue color, really thin font weight. And do we want to keep, actually we should bring the put the category up here as well. So instead of author, we're going to pull in the category and display it, and then we're going to bring in the date. Okay. I'm just looking at Harshit says, asks if we'll use moment.js for date formatting or use my hacky date formatting code. Actually, to be honest with you, if the formatting works, I mean this works. So I'll take a look at the code, but if it works, I don't have any problem. It's not like we're doing anything really spectacular with the dates. We just need to display it in a readable way. So I don't know. If there's any reason why I should bring in something like moment.js, let me know, but it seems to me like it might be overkill for our use case. If we find that we need some more functionality in regard to dates, then maybe we'll bring it in. But for now, I think this is fine. At least it looks, the look of it is fine. Let's see. My timer just went off. So that was crazy. That was like the fastest. Time has just been going by really fast today. At least for me, it seems like it's going by really fast. I think that's why, part of the reason why I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. Just a lot of stuff going on that needs to be done, and time is slipping away. Alright, so I started my 5-minute timer. I'm going to scroll up to the top of the live chat and answer some questions. After that, we'll do a bit more code. Okay. Oh, okay. Sebastian says, found a UI glitch. When you click the 3 dots icon and the drop-down appears, the text bulletin on the app bar moves to the left. Okay, cool. Let's check that out. All right, let's try it from maybe a different. Interesting. Okay, so I'm not able to recreate that right now. Maybe it depends on, let's see, we need a 3-dot icon. Yeah, maybe it depends somewhat on device. I assume you were looking at it with Chrome as well, but let me know. If you haven't already done this, Sebastian, put it in an issue and mention the device you're on in the browser, and the screen width if you can, because something like this could possibly be tied into screen width as well. And then we'll see. And if anybody else can recreate that, please add to that that issue on GitHub. I meant issue. If I said pull request earlier, Sebastian, sorry about that. What I meant to say was issue. Yeah. So anyways, since I can't recreate it right now, I can't really do anything about it, but definitely want to get that fixed. Sebastian says also my PR is done almost. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so Eze, so it's Easy E. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Let me know how I should pronounce it. But Eze says, sorry, but what's the project about today? Okay, so today we're working on this project that is built with React, and it pulls in basically posts from WordPress using GraphQL, and we're pulling that in with Apollo that's working with React. And we're displaying those posts in basically this UI setup. So today, if you haven't already figured it out, we're just kind of making this UI look a little bit nicer, a little bit more in line with our style guide, which is based primarily on material design. Okay. Okay. Erwin says you're getting a phone call. Yeah, I was. You could hear the vibration. Yeah, it was a spam caller, most likely. Okay. I might make it through everything in the live chat within these 5 minutes. We'll see. Oh, cool. Harshit says, I will write an ngrok script in package JSON. That's really awesome. Thank you. That would be great. Harshit says he just saw the commits for this project, and yes, and he mentions he's 13 commits ahead of me. I know you are. Let's whoa, GitHub is not. Oh, I know why GitHub isn't the first one here, because this is Chrome Canary. Let's see. I need to just not use Chrome Canary because I'm not logged in on anything in there. Anyway, let me flash on the screen quickly before we start the timer again the contribution stats. Since Harshit brought it up, I want to give everyone credit who deserves credit for this. Bulletin. So here we go. So yes, Harshit is #1 in commits, and lagging behind is me, #2. So yeah, this might be the first time that this happened. I I have been passed up briefly on previous projects, but never for more than like a day. So this is a unique situation, but yeah. So thank you so much, Harshit. You're doing a lot for this project, and look at this. We have so many contributors now. So I really appreciate that. That's awesome. The projects are always so much better when you all contribute. So anyway, thanks for that. I'll have to get to work. This project's been a little bit odd in terms of my contribution because I have some other things that I am working on when I'm not streaming, and for this project I almost primarily work on it during streams, and I don't do very much at all except review pull requests when I'm not doing a stream. So that's why there's not quite as many commits from me on this project, because, like I said, just because of the other things that I have to do. Also important things, but just things that I don't think would be quite as fun for a live stream. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Sebastian says that the error only happens from the home page. This is oops. Maybe let's try. Okay, so it must be, anyway, Sebastian, if you remember, was getting a kind of a UI bug here, but he was on Windows Chrome, so I'm on a Mac right now. That possibly that's part of the issue. All right, let's go back to one of these here, and let's keep going. So let's wrap this text in typography and see what it looks like. Oops. There we go. All right. Where's our... Oh, I forgot. We were going to change this, weren't we? Date. Let's move this up. So we're going to move the date up here, and let's wrap this in typography. And what do we have? A subheading? Yeah, let's say type equals subheading. I'm not sure what that'll look like exactly. Let's see. Oh. Component. Let's give it, I don't want it to be huge. Let's try an H4, see how that looks. And now let's paste this in, and we don't need the H tag. Alright. So let's see how that looks. Oh, okay, that's not far off in terms of size, what I was thinking. So not bad. And let's put the kind of in the same size range as the date. We're going to put the category up here. And yeah, let's get rid of that. And I'm just going to copy this for now. We'll probably put some different styles at some point, but for now, dates, are we going post? I'm not sure if we're even pulling in any data on categories. Are we pulling in post detail? Where's our single post detail? Let's check our posts. No, we're not. We're not bringing in any categories. So let's do that here. Where's our fragments? Huh, interesting. I thought we were pulling these in. How are we doing this on the post preview? Post preview. Oh, because we're not pulling it in there. We're pulling it in further up. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out right now is the best way to pull in category data into our single post page. Let's see. Thanks, Hani, for reminding me about my face blocking the timer. So I'm trying to figure out how we're getting the categories for the post previews, and would like to do that the same way for the posts. Otherwise, I mean, we could certainly just add it in here to get this, but I didn't want to duplicate work if we're already doing it. So where are we at? No, I guess either one of these will work. Are we bringing it? Get all posts. So we are just using get all posts. All right then. Get all posts. Post data. Post fragment. Nothing there. Fragment. Huh, that's odd. I really thought I merged a pull request earlier that was doing... Oh, you know what? I ended up not merging it. Let me double check here. Yeah, we're not. It was Sebastian's pull request, and I didn't merge it already. Let me go back to Sebastian's pull request then. Let's see. Let's check these pull requests here. And I'm just gonna grab for now the part of this pull request that that does that. Actually, let me see. What did you? Actually, you know what? I like this. I like this, how this is right now. So let me... Alright, let me save this quickly. Actually, I don't want to commit this part. So I'm just going to commit. Let me pull over my my terminal so we can see. So what I'm going to do is commit what we've done so far and then pull in Sebastian's pull request. And then, because it looks good now, so we might as well just pull that in, and then it should make it easier to do what we're trying to do right now. So I'm not going to commit the change I made to have ngrok work. So let's go get add, and we're just going to add this views post detail. Let's say okay. If you're not familiar with GitHub, basically what we did was we added this file, and then once you add it, it's ready to commit. We committed it, and then we added a commit message. Then with this git push origin master, we sent that change up to the master branch on GitHub. Now I can merge. Let's double check and make sure there's no conflicts. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, good. I didn't think there would be, but always good to double check. We're going to merge that. Great. I'm going to leave a great, very grateful message here. All right. Now let's pull that change in. Great. And where are we at? Let me pull this off the page for now. And let's see. Okay, awesome. All right, so we have this. This is pretty good. I'll probably end up messing with the size a little bit, but basically this is pretty much it. So I guess right now, if anybody really wants something that would work on something to work on, and I'll make these into issues most likely. But the category, what I would like is if we click the category, it would have the same effect as clicking the category on the side here, so that you could easily click it and then go to that category page. The category would probably need to be a bit bigger so that it's more easily clicked and seen. The date looks great. I like that. With the attachments, what we might end up doing with the attachments, so potentially we might just remove the read more, and then if we do that, move attachments down to here. So they would be below this dividing line. Probably decrease the size of attachments here, and then this looks fine. This looks great. The only difference that I have for these right now is the font color is lighter, so it's probably like if we did like an RGBA black color, it would have the opacity of 0.54. That's usually what I do for that gray color, but that's not really a big deal. That's just how I did it the last time. But like I said, I'll at some point today or tomorrow probably make some issues for that. Okay, but otherwise, really awesome job on that. That looks great. So now we should be able to see what. Let's see. Should be able to see what happened here and fragments. Yes, awesome. Okay, I was really hoping that Sebastian did it this way. I thought he did. So since he added the categories into this post fragment, what we're going to be able to do, since we're using, oh, are we not using the fragment here? We aren't. Okay. I thought we were already using the fragment for the single post detail, so let's see if we can work this fragment into this. Okay. So let's see. We want post data, post fragment. Let me make sure we can do this. Fragments. You know what? Maybe we don't have this edges. We don't have to deal with the edges node for single post. Okay, no worries. It still makes it a heck of a lot easier because now I can just copy this and put that right down here. And actually, while we're in here, let's get rid of the author since we're not going to be using that. And let's see, ID, title, date, featured image source. Okay. Just checking to see if we could get rid of anything else while we're in here. And what do I want? I do want to grab the slug. Do I want the slug? I don't think I need the slug. No, I don't. What I'd like to do is change these. Accidentally. Alright, this is fine. So it's hard to see probably on your screen, but right now the post still has this ID, which is just, you know, a lot of nonsense, right? You know, just a random string. But what I would like to have is the post slug here, just like we did for the categories. So if you remember, so category has the slug, which looks a lot nicer. So that's what I'd like to do for the posts as well. So shouldn't be too difficult because we've already done it once for categories, but we will need to switch up a little bit about how we're getting that. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that is coming. Okay, great. So now we should be able to grab the category. So while potentially you could have more than one category in WordPress on a single post, I am setting the limit at one category for our content managers. So we'll never have to worry about more than one category here. But let's go ahead and check out our post preview, and let's bring in, we're just going to bring over exactly the same way we're doing it in the post preview. We're going to copy and paste that over, and then we can adjust it accordingly. Let's see where we're at. Category. There we go. Bring that in, and I think I'm going to bring over some of these classes now. Where do we have them at? Styles. Oh, I'm sorry. These styles. I was looking for const classes, but that's not. It's not where we're getting it from. Okay. Let me double check. Media. Yeah. Alright, let's bring this in now. And that way it should work. Whoa. Oh, okay. We need. What's undefined here? Category is not defined. Classes. All right, let's see what I did. Oh, okay, I see. These are being passed in as props, so I can't just say category in this case. It'll be? It'll end up being post dots post dot categories. Okay. Categories. I just know. Actually, let me just see. How are we passing this? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, awesome. So it's post node categories, edges. So we won't need this exactly, but it'll be close to that. So I'm going to copy this over. Post details. Okay, so we don't need node. This should work. We're also going to need to bring in. Oops, where's my post? This preview keeps going away. We need to bring in some of these colors. And let's see what else. Blue, gray, classes, and category. We need styles. Yeah, we probably need this, huh? And what are the classes? Why? I don't know why I'm calling this classes. Right? I should be able to just get it like that. Okay, kind of what we wanted. Step in the right direction. Let's see what I did. Category color. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, Sebastian's explaining what's going on here. So he says you also have to pass the style as props with styles. Grid type export default list. Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, can we do this? How can we... Alright, how can I add this in and have it work with everything else that's going on? I don't think this will work. Let's try it. I feel like we already dealt with this. How did we fix this last time? Okay. Thanks, Harshit. I know we we went through the same thing at some point. Maybe it was last week. Yeah, which component did we do that in? Alright. That's where we needed. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right, that makes sense as to why I didn't remember the solution, because I didn't find it. Harshit found the solution and fixed it in a pull request. All right, so let's find where that was. Let's see. Let's check. Let's check home. No. Category. Maybe we no longer have that that component. All right then. Oh, okay. So I did it wrong. Let's see. No, not there. Let me see. What's that? All right. Awesome. Sorry about that. Put the last parentheses in the wrong spot. Okay, now I can put this back to what it not here. We're here. Now I can put this back to what it should have been. Classes. Bringing in. what did I do? Classes, category, color. All right. Thanks, Sebastian, for pasting the everything in there. Oh, okay. I see. All right. Thanks, Sebastian. So, if you can't see the live chat right now, Sebastian is just coaching me through all of this. Oops. Yay, all right. Thank you for all the help. All right, cool. It works now. So, it's amazing how much you forget about a project when you haven't worked on it for a week. I've been working mostly on React Native for the last week, so works a little bit differently. Okay, cool. My timer went off, so it went off a little while ago, but I did want to work through that issue before we did question and answer. So let me do a short break and go over some of the live chat, and well, I guess I'm definitely not going to make it to the optional thing that I had at 3 o'clock. Harshit asks, is there any React Native for us? There will be more React Native. I almost was going to do React Native in the stream, but I just ended up not doing it. Okay, let's go. Alright, so I found where I left off at. Alexander says, hey Jesse. Hey Alexander, thanks for joining us in the live chat. Anis says, newcomer, welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. Feel free to ask any questions. See. Ryan says, hey there, where can I learn all of this? Brett says, start with Jesse's first project using Next.js. This is likely the deep end of the pool. Jaquavion says, I had the same question. Thanks for answering it. Yeah, I mean, you could start there, or if you go to any, we have 4 projects right now, so if you go to day 1 of any of the 4 projects, that would be good. So if you didn't want to learn about Next.js and start with the first, you could probably start with day 1 of any of the projects. that would work. Also, these streams aren't really set up like a tutorial, so you may need to, if you really want to watch the streams, you probably will need to supplement with some other stuff, because there'll definitely be some gaps. You know, we don't go over every detail and every step, but you'll definitely get, you know, you'll learn some things, you know, as you go along, just from kind of watching the code and how we figure out problems and things like that. And feel free to ask any questions that you have, you know, while I'm streaming. I get to all the questions eventually. California Boy says, how long have you been coding? About 5 years. I have a much more in-depth explanation of my coding history on my YouTube channel, which I think is linked in the description. So if you check out my YouTube channel, there's a video called How I Became a Front-End Developer. So check that video out. I explain it a lot more, but the short answer is like 3 to 5 years, basically, depending on how you really want to define coder. So yeah. Joklavion says, is there anyone willing to join study groups? I have a lot to catch up on. That's actually a great idea. So actually at this point I'm super busy with my class and the work and everything, so I don't know that I would be that much help in a study group right now, but that's a really good idea. So if you are interested in forming some type of study group, I'm definitely I support that, and I may be able to help out and be a part of it at some point, but definitely not until I finish my class, which shouldn't be that much longer. I should be finished in November. Of course, in November I also have to give a talk at a conference, and I'm going to have surgery on my wrist, so I may not actually be available in November. Maybe it'll be more like late December. Okay. Brian says it jumps in Internet Explorer 6 also. He's talking about that UI bug. That's a good one. I like that one. It'd be fun to go back and see how the sites we've worked on look in Internet Explorer 6, if they even work at all. Alright, so I tell you what, I don't think I want to do a whole nother Pomodoro session, but let's just start the timer, at least so we can have a cutoff point. This will be the last session no matter what, but what I'd like to do is just style this text a little bit closer to how we want it. See how long that takes, maybe adjust some of this, and make sure that we don't get this big box here. So we'll do those few things, and then we'll finish up, and I'll answer the rest of the questions in the live chat. So let me do this, and I'm gonna mark where we left off in the chat. Okay. So let's see. Let's just get rid of this right now. So we'll just want to conditionally render that image. So let's go in here and say I guess I'll just copy all this, because basically what we want, oops, that's not what I need. What we want is this. And if we put it here, we won't need it in here anymore. So if you're not familiar with this, this is called, let me think, it's a short circuit of something. I can't remember the exact name of it. Where's Patrick? I haven't seen Patrick in the live chat for a while, but I'm pretty sure Patrick told me what the name of this was. If somebody knows it, let me know. But anyway, you're short-circuiting the normal logic that's happening here. But basically, it's just a shorthand way of saying if there is post featured image, then render this. So that's what. Now, okay, Harshit said it's conditional rendering. Yeah, it's conditional rendering, but when you just do the and here, instead of like a normal ternary, it's called something about short circuiting, but I just can't remember if there's more to it than just saying short circuit. So anyway, basically, we're doing the same thing that we were doing in the source, but now we're doing it for the entire component, for the entire element, I guess. It's not really a component. So that'll get rid of the box. So let's just see what happens. There we go. Okay, but if we go to something that has an image, it will display it. So not bad. That was an easy fix. I want to go back to one without the image, because then the I really want to see the comparison of text size once we change the font size here. So that'll be easier if they're closer together in this case. Okay. Oh, that's it. All right. Okay. So Rook has it here. So basically, I'm summarizing what Rook has just said in the live chat. What happens? So normally when you have an and, right, you'd be saying if this is true and whatever else out here is true, then do something. But basically, how it works with an and operator is if the first one's true, it never looks for the second value, because this is if one or the other is true. So it doesn't care what's on the other side, right? So that's why we can short circuit it, because in reality, right, we're not checking for a second value. So this will say, well, in a sense, I shouldn't say that, because if this is false, right, we do want to check, right? But in the case that this is true, it'll just automatically render that, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Cool. So Inguzmat, sorry if I mispronounced that, but Inguzmat says, yeah, if the expression gets to and while resolving to something falsy, it just exits. Cool. So anyway, that's just, it's kind of just a very concise way of writing it. And so you'll see that a lot in the different repositories that we've been working on. So let's see. All right, so that works. Now we need to, this state of dangerous, you said, enter HTML. Okay, how are we going to do this now? I'm not sure if we'll be able to use typography here. Well, we can try it out and see. Let's just try it. Okay, it looks like Sebastian and Harsh should say you can. So let's go ahead with that and see. Type. Oh, it looks like we can just set inner HTML. Great. Cool. So we don't even need that div. Let's give this a type. I'm not sure what all the type options are, but I'm assuming there's a type option for paragraph. Maybe we should just check. Since we have the docs open anyway, let's check this out. Style, typography. This doesn't. There we go. Typography, type, body. Okay. Let's call it body 1. And do we need? Huh. Interesting. Component use of root node. Okay, so we can put this component. Really, we want this to be a div, really, because the content that we're going to get is already going to be formatted with paragraph tags. So let's see how this looks. Okay, wait a second. I'm using it in post preview. Nope, nobody wants that on the previous page. Okay, Sebastian says using it in post preview. Let's see. Okay, Sebastian's using body 2 with the gutter bottom. Okay. Let's see if body 2 makes it look different. Oh, okay, I see. Slightly different look. That font size still looks really small to me. I'm gonna check to see what the size is here. Ah, yeah, 14 pixels. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I definitely want a bigger font size here. So we may end up we could change the typography styles for the theme. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so it looks like Sebastian says try display 1. Harshit says try headline. Okay, let's at least try those before we start overriding things. If you remember, in our last project we used Material UI, but we brought in that responsive font, all those that CSS that changed the font size based on media queries. I actually really like that, so we may bring that in anyway, but I do want to see what these look like. So let's try, what was the first one? Display 1. Let's try that out. Oh, okay, much bigger. Yeah, I don't I like this size better than the first one, but I definitely would want a different color and probably a different font weight. Let's try this other one. What was it? Headline? Oh, okay. That's actually not bad. I like that color better. Again, I'm more fond of the thinner font weight. That's not bad. Let's see how that looks also with a something with an image. Oh, actually, I think it looks better. It looks better with an image. That's not bad. Okay, I think we're going to go with this for now. I'm still thinking about checking out the maybe integrating that font, that responsive font into here. Maybe I could do it in a way that, like, let's take that body 1 or body 2 and customize that. Basically override the default styles and instead make it have all the styles that we want from that responsive font. That way we don't have to, in our components, add an extra class into each one. Instead, we can just use body. I don't know if it's possible to make an additional one. Like, for instance, we could make up our own type. I'm sure it's possible, but I don't know if there's a proper way to do that. I don't want to directly edit Material UI files, for instance, like in our node modules folder. So anyway, but not bad. I think this it's not 100% to where I want it. I just want to mess, I think, with font weights and sizes and maybe the coloring just a bit. But for now, it's not bad. And I mean, at this size it looks good. It's still, if we have a large screen like this, I still don't like how long this is. So I don't know. A margin might not be a bad idea. And also, I'm not sure about the image like this. If I'm going to have, I don't know that I want a huge image that spans this whole way. I think maybe margins are our best bet to handle that, because then that way we don't need a big image for it to look okay. Because I don't think it looks okay like this, but I don't think it would look alright if it were just centered and you still had this hanging over the sides. I could do with this being perhaps a bit bigger, if we had some margins on the side, but I don't want the text extending beyond it. Not bad. Okay. All right. I think that's not bad for today. Let's see. We have gone over some things. So there are some things that aren't issues yet officially in GitHub, but we've gone over them in the stream. So if anybody'd like to make them an issue or work on them before I get around to officially putting them in to our GitHub repo, then feel free to do that. And once again, I completely understand. None of you are under any obligation to help out with this project, and I really, really appreciate all your time. I mean, these projects, I know it's nice. You can build up your GitHub profile with some of this work. If you're looking to do some work on some real sites that are that are going to go live or in use, but I really appreciate it. So I just don't ever want you all to feel like I expect you to do something. I don't. I would still do this stream if no one ever contributed anything, and it was all me. So don't feel like I expect it, right? But when it happens, I'm very, very appreciative. And I always learn a lot from your code whenever you submit things. Okay. So I've scrolled back up to where I left off in the live chat. I'm going to go down and answer any questions. If you're not interested in sticking around for the question and answer session, I totally understand. Thanks for watching so far, and I should be back tomorrow. So hopefully I see you then. Otherwise, if you have a little bit of time, I'd love if you could hang out for a bit in the live chat, ask questions and answer questions, because I could definitely use your expertise in helping answer some of these questions. All right, so let's see. Oh, okay. Harshit says he knows the cause of that UI bug. Says it is due to the display of y-axis scroll bar in the drawer. Oh, okay. But says it's not that big of a deal. It's only a 4 to 7 pixel shift. So the scroll. So let's see. This actually makes a lot of sense that I'm not seeing it on a Mac now. So let's try to. So assuming this is what you're talking about, the scroll bar in the drawer, Macs and other systems handle scroll bars differently. So if you're on a Windows system and it was like this, on a Mac you can't see the scroll bar until you actually scroll. On Windows there would be a scroll bar there. So I'm assuming that potentially has something to do with that positioning. And then I suppose that when this shows up, it changes something. Maybe it hides the scroll. I'm not really sure because I can't see it on Windows right now. I can check it out with Browser Stack later on. So I'll check that out. I mean, you're right, Harshit. It's not really that big of a deal, but if we have time, we may as well try to figure it out. Okay, Harshit says, Jesse, don't refer to Git as GitHub. It will surely create confusion among the newbies. Yeah, you're definitely right. So sorry if I do that. So I don't remember when I said that earlier on. It was a while ago when Harshit brought that up. But yeah, so for anybody who is new and not familiar with Git and GitHub, Git is a version control system that you can use with or without GitHub. So GitHub is a website where people put their Git repositories so that other people can see them, browse them, look at the code, and easily submit pull requests and clone repositories. So there is a big difference between GitHub and Git. So if I mess up and say GitHub when I should be saying Git, please call me out on that so I can correct it, and I don't want to confuse anyone. Okay. Man, a few minutes ago when I said if you can't stick around for the chat, then feel free to go. I guess a lot of people took me up on that offer because right after that the viewership just dropped. Let's see. Mirza says, hello everyone. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Satya asks, are you learning React Native from Udacity? Yes, I am. So the Udacity Nano degree takes you through 3 projects. The first project is just basic React with React Router. So you just use Create React App and React Router to do really basic React app. The second project, you add in Redux. It's a little bit more complex. The third project, you use React Native. That's what I'm working on right now. And it's an app where you can make decks of flashcards, and then you can take quizzes based on those flashcards, and it gives you a grade on how well you did. You can add flashcards to your decks. So it's actually going to be somewhat useful. I think after I make it, I'll teach my kids how to use it, and they can use it to help them study, for their tests at school. Let's see. Okay, Harshit says, Jesse, these are all wrappers use higher order components for passing props. Let's see. I made one in my authentication blog. I'm trying to follow see if there's anything left. Started from there. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Harshit, I haven't really looked into how this particular version of Material UI does everything. So, yeah, so I'm not super familiar with what's going on behind the scenes. But I'm sure after I use it, this is the first project I ever used it on, this particular version of Material UI. So, sure, after I work with it for a little while longer, I'll get used to how everything's supposed to work. Let's see. Harshit says start from learncode.academy channel. I started from there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody must have asked about learning React or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I definitely recommend that channel as well. So that's one of my top channels for learning more about React or JavaScript in particular. So the videos, a lot of the videos are kind of old, but the basic principles are still really good. So that's Will Stern's YouTube channel, learncode.academy. I learned so much with that a couple years ago when I was really trying to learn more about JavaScript. I watched that channel quite a bit. Nisar says, favor us by React Native with Expo only. No native development for us with Windows OS. Yeah, we're not. Right now I'm working with Expo and React Native. We're definitely not going to do native development. We'll stick with JavaScript. I'm still learning JavaScript and want to focus on that, so I won't be switching it up with anything else right now. Blake's late. He was building a desk. That sounds cool. I'm building a desk. Is it a nice desk? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, I got to the bottom of the live chat. Blake's asking about the ngrok link, so I am going to pass this in, Blake. I'm going to paste this in, the ngrok link, and I'll leave it running for a little while. I'll shut it down before I leave today, So even if I end the stream, you'll be able to check it out for a little while. So here is that link. Cool. Harshit says, we are happy to contribute. It's nice to get featured in the stream. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you're happy. And actually, I totally forgot about that. I guess it is kind of cool to get featured on the stream for freeCodeCamp. So, yeah, definitely. Anyone that contributes, at some point, I will thank you on the stream and I try to make a big deal about it. So. Let's see. Blake says, yes, I'm building at my local woodworking guild. They have classes for youth. Cool says, okay, I don't need long, maybe 20 minutes. All right, cool. Yeah, Blake, I'll definitely leave that ngrok link up for 20 minutes, maybe more. That's pretty cool that that you're doing some woodworking stuff. I used to be more into building things, like doing some construction work and things, but I've just been way too busy for it now. And after I tore some ligaments in my wrist, I really shouldn't be using it that much, so I haven't done much building recently. Let's see. Oh, okay. Issue screenshot. Oh, great. So Harshit has taken a screenshot of the issue. I'm assuming that this is that UI bug. Let me take a look at that right now and see if I can put that. Oh, okay, great. Let's see. So let me bring this over. So here it is. So you can see the logout is open there, and bulletin is right up against there. Yeah, so that's definitely not how it should look. So, you know, it's only a very specific case when that would happen. Okay. Alright, that's cool. I'll try to... Okay, and this is actually on a Mac. And this looks like Chrome on a Mac. Interesting. I wonder why I can't get it to happen. I mean, I am in Chrome Canary, so I guess potentially I could try it. Let's see. Localhost 3000. We'll give it a shot. Whoa, what's going on? What? Okay, something must have been cached. All right, system. I still can't recreate it. Oh well. I'll figure it out at some point. Oh, Harshit said it was Ubuntu. Okay, that was weird. It had... Oh, it did. It had on the other side. I thought I saw that it had the icon for Mac. It had the apple there. Anyway, okay, so that makes more sense. Oh, okay, so it's the Apple theme for Linux. Alright. Alright, that makes more sense. Alright, cool. I should be able to recreate it if I just run it on using Browser Stack. I'll run it on a Windows Windows machine. So let's see. I think that's it. I think I've covered everything in the live chat. If I missed your question, I apologize. So, you can ask me again the next time I stream, or send me a message on Twitter or something, and I'd be happy to answer your question. You can also put a comment on this video as well. I don't do quite as good of a job of getting back to all the comments because I have a lot of videos. It's kind of hard to track it down, and especially since there's so many other people contributing to this channel, sometimes it's hard to sift through the comments on all the other videos, so sometimes they get lost and I don't even realize they're there because they get so far down the list before I even get a chance to check. So if you've commented on a video and I haven't responded, it's probably because that's happened and it's gotten lost, buried in all the rest of the comments. So I'm not purposely ignoring it. I probably just never saw it. And sometimes I do try to go back, but I actually don't know how many videos I've done. I haven't counted, so but there are a lot, so it's quite a bit to look through. So if you really need an answer to something, send me a direct message on some form of social media, and that's probably the surest way to get the answer. So all right. Okay, Harshit says is requesting that I merge PR39. It'll solve the mail issues. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. I can't guarantee I'll merge PR39 today because, to be honest with you, I'm already over my work time for today. So I don't get paid extra for overtime, and I'm into overtime. So I'm probably gonna try to leave soon. And I just got a text from my wife that I got to run to the store and pick up a bunch of stuff. So, I'm going to be, I got to go run some errands. But tomorrow morning I should be able to. I don't have any meetings tomorrow morning, so I should be able to get everything merged in then. All right. Awesome. So anyway, this was a good stream. Didn't really get into anything too difficult, just some basic stuff, but it was a nice stream, and definitely enjoyed talking with you all. And like I said, I should be back tomorrow, probably around 2. We'll see. I'll try to schedule the stream a little bit earlier in the day. I know today was somewhat short notice. I don't think I got it scheduled until less than an hour before I came on, so I'd like to give you a little bit more notice tomorrow if I can. But until then, for everybody celebrating, what was it? I don't want to mess it up. Diwali, is that? I think that's what it was. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation, but have a great time with that, and I'll see everyone tomorrow.